three.
Jump with me, jump us with me, oh, with me, King, such fun. Jump with me, jump us with me, jump, oh, with me, me.
Great big hit on Claire. Lecture on great big hit on Claire. Music and good times. Great big hit on Claire. Lecture on great big hit on Claire. Music
Each day.
Jump with me, jump us with me, oh, with me, King, such fun. With me, one with us, with me, jump, oh, with me.
on Claire. Lecture on music
Each day
is a dub. It's just on Claire. Lecture on just on Claire. Music
each day.
useful and dumb. I think we got it.
When green dee-dee-doo, doo-doo, big bird, just great time on Sesame Street. Buried
Also,
pepper wonder, two and two. P-O-G.
this bird on Claire. This bird this bird on Claire. Music
Each day
is a dub.
it's
This bird on Claire. This bird this bird on Claire. Music
each day
is a dub.
it's
What do you think?
Well, it's not the kind of music that old Willie Shakespeare here used to write.
Oh well, bye-bye.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to DaraChat. Name's Daramuth, or Dara for short. So, I'm just gonna get straight to it. I overslept. I came home from work because I do work a full-time job. Had some lunch, and I decided to take a little lay down. Well, funny me is I forgot to set an alarm clock, so I closed my eyes for 1 second, I opened it the next, and lo and behold, a little thing called time told me I was late. So, thanks of you for sticking around. Don't deserve it, but I'm glad we're here anyway. And I apologize to my guests. It's been one of those days. So anyway, but welcome, Miss Kara. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for inviting me.
You're welcome. This is Kara Foster. And this is a V. Well, technically they call him a VTuber, but since you're on Rumble, they've been calling themselves V Rumblers. At least, as from what I've seen, a few of them do. So, but yes, you just go with VTuber, don't you? Mostly.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, because I figured you just stick with that instead of going, because I know some of them. Zatris goes with V Rumbler. I know was it Coast Chan goes with V Rumbler, and then had a few on. I think Ezekiel might go with VRumble too. But anyway, how are you doing today?
I'm
Yeah.
doing wonderful.
Other beyond the scope of taking a drink, waiting in the background, saying, "Is this thing even going to start?" It's Kara Frost, Jack. This is Kara Frost. But you've been on the Rumble side for a while. Did you start out that way or no?
Yeah, I pretty much started this way.
Hmm. Well, you started out on Rumble, or you started someone else on the
Somewhere else,
okay. Where'd you first start at?
like YouTube.
Well, okay. I mean, I would think that's basically where everyone starts out at it, because it's still king of the platforms. So, um, but what brought you over to Rumble?
It's better here.
Compared to compared to YouTube, how?
Less censorship.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. I mean, obviously, that's why a bunch of people have done so. Of course, there's still some content creators that don't because, you know, part of that reason being money, part of that being reach. At least that's the excuses I hear from time to time from other content creators and all that stuff. So you came over here for less censorship and all that. I mean, it's you know, I just came over because it was just a new and up and coming platform. The censorship stuff was secondary because I started using Rumble along with YouTube. So I wouldn't really say if I started um, with the censorship stuff. But anyway, so what is it that you do content wise?
For content, I normally do like dance videos, music videos, gaming sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, so you do play gaming. Okay. So what games have you played recently?
I play like Fortnite sometimes, Grand Theft Auto Online,
Mm-hmm.
some Japanese social app called Cluster. Sometimes I'll do Roblox.
Oh, Roblox. Yeah, I've heard that's a pretty good game. It's very Minecrafty, I guess. Roblox, at least in that you could build almost anything. As far as I've seen, I've not played Roblox. I don't know personally that situation. Um, but yeah, no, that's pretty interesting dance fusion. I know I've seen you make a lot of shorts, but I've never seen long form stuff on Rumble. So I don't know if it's just short content you make or you do beyond that on Rumble. Um, so, but making content is what you want to make rather than, uh, I guess, in other words, keeping up with the big boys. I don't know what you can call that, to be honest. But yeah, so that's pretty interesting. Um, uh, so YouTube. Now, uh, I think I saw on your what do they call that? Your link thing. What does they call it? Link tree or some other.
Beacon.
Oh, Beacon. That's right. Because I know there's more than just Linktree, but that's what I use. Um, they also stream to Twitch as well. How do you like streaming over there?
It's good, but not as fun on there.
Uh, what do you mean?
A lot of bot accounts I mostly get in the comments on there when I
Uh,
live stream.
oh, really? Well, I
Yep.
mean, I kind of see that over on Rumble. There was issues with people, or not people, but bot things in the comment section as well. So I wouldn't know how much different that is, but they have gotten better. Oh, hello, Steve. Yes, hail Santa. Everyone hail Santa, jolly as he is. Um, yeah, but that's pretty awesome. And I mean, what? I mean, that just begins everything else. There's like, why create? Why are you doing this creator stuff?
Why am I doing the creator stuff?
Why?
Because it helps it improve over time. Because it helps you get better at it over time.
Well, right, that's during the process. But what started you there?
What started me there is because I wanted to share my creation with other people online.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know that. That's pretty interesting. Because I imagine, for me at least, I just was years of what is it? It was just years of watching other content creators and then having the thought of, oh well, maybe, right? You always have that maybe one day scenario, and then um, and then you kind of go through the process of just thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it, and so you come to a point where you don't do it, but I don't think it's an actual thing. It looks like a strawberry drink or some kind. A dashboard. Um, but so I finally just bought a camera, webcam thing, not this one, a different one, and I had like a little wall Samsonite or something like that, and that's why I just started doing this. Now the content part of it was sort of a tricky thing because I had to go through a process of what works or not what works. What works for me? I think we'll just put it that way. Stuff Central. Um, and so I did gaming stuff. Like yourself, I did a few games here and there, mostly just modded Minecraft because I enjoy playing modded Minecraft. I can't play vanilla Minecraft anymore, and so I don't know if you've ever played Minecraft. Um, and then I've played what other games they stream. I had like one was called The Blob. It's like an old game from the Wii days, and and it sort of just was all right from there. I did some UB Legend. It was sort of a uh, just a process of different things to try, and it wasn't until I met someone by the name of Zora and started doing the conversational stuff. Uh, that's when I hit on this. It means Mike has anger issues. That's what he has. Doing well, UB Legend. I overslept, so I'm feeling the heat of that already. Uh, but um, but yeah, it's a very interesting thing of how people come to this point to want to create something, whether it be talking about a movie or a franchise or a company. I think it's wide and varied of where they even want to start with. But um, so you do the dancing stuff. Obviously, you said that, and you do some gaming stuff. Um, and obviously over here because it's less censorship and whatnot. But so, how has your experience been in using Rumble then? Because you've been over here what, a year, 2 years at least?
Yeah, it's been pretty good on here.
Right, right, and I've probably met a lot of people through here, more or less.
I've met some people.
Oh, I mean that's something. I've met through doing this thing, right? The talking with other people. I've met. What was the last count? It's been over 100 different people that I've had on the show and counting. Um, and so yeah, it's pretty fun. Now, for your avatar, do you do most of the work? Do you have someone else do it? How does that process work?
I do most of it, but then I have some friends helping out on some stuff.
Uh, right. And so you're kind of you're having help with the whole ordeal of being a VTuber, which I mean I've seen a lot of VTubers. I'll tell you this though, some of those yes, exactly, Steve. Yeah, see, Steve gets it. He says "Hail Santa" and everyone praises him. But he's a VTuber. Yeah, exactly. Some of them, some people like Zatria say V Rumbler, but it just you can't get around. This VTuber's been around too long that saying anything else is kind of weird or doesn't sound right. Some of that effect. Um, but so you do part of it by yourself too, and part of it. So what like do you use like VTube Studio, or was it uh, VTube Studio or something like that?
Yeah, like VTube Studio and Live 3D.
Mm. Do you also do? Are you like the some of the people who do use their phones? I think some people use their like iPhones or something like that because the camera stuff. But I don't know if that's what everyone does. I just know I've seen some people talk about it like that.
Yeah, I've used my phone on some other models that I have.
Oh, so Kara isn't your only model then? Or
Yep,
oh, okay. What are your other models then?
there's a cat model, vampire model, goddess of time model.
Hmm. Now, is it just to experiment with, or to for the different models, or is it just whatever?
It's just for the different models.
Uh, does that mean you do different things as like different? You switch it up when you do a different game, or maybe how you know converse with this, or is care your main, as it were?
Yeah, here's my main. The other models I have are just when I alter my appearance.
Oh, okay. I mean, you probably alter your model self as well with some help, right?
Yep.
Mm, okay. You once had it. Well, Kaiju uses VTube Studio, so he uses the models that are on there. And there's like there's like three different animals, two cats, and one like dog in a bowl. I think it is little like a little puffball dog in a bowl. So that's pretty. That was pretty funny. Um, but uh, but yeah, I've always been fascinated by it. But when I hear that some of them pay like tens of thousands of dollars to have their uh, VTuber updated or rig, I'm like, I'm too poor for that. So it can come to a surprise where um, you hear somebody say, oh, I've had to pay, uh, uh, you hear how much some of them pay, where it'd be a couple thousand, or what's the most expensive? Well, it's at least a couple thousand. It'll range between a bulldozer. What up, sir? What's going on? It's either range between a couple hundred, depending how you want it, and then a couple thousand, because I know some of them. Um, it's dependent on what you want, how flexible you want it, because there's PNG, there's like a just PNG static, and then there's the PNG sort of two no not PG, it's sort of the 2D VTuber. I've seen that become a thing more, and then you have the 3D. Yeah, VTubing is very expensive. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but some people want to get into it because they think they'll get a lot out of it, not realizing that it's entirely up to you if you even get that far. So, I mean, I can't imagine you're more in for it for the creative measure, not the financial measure. PG, what? Procter and Gamble, what? I don't know what you're talking about, Bulldozer. crazy guy. Um, so are you? So are you more in for the creative side, not like the financial aspect, like some of those VTubers are? Not saying anything against, money is money, but PNG, not no. I did say PNG. I did say PNG.
Yeah.
PNG. I think it's kind of easy to hear and when it's PNG, and then you're thinking PNG because it's similar. It sounds similar. Well, not only on the YouTube side, Abe. They're not over here on the Rumble side. Uh, I was correcting Bulldozer. Oh, okay. Oh no, it's PNG. Even though it sounds like it's PNG. Yeah, it's the weird thing with words. It's that homonym factor, where things sound the same but are spelled completely different. Thank you, language. I learned a lot. Um, not that it's done me well enough, but I try. Um, but yeah, I would say the model you have is a two 2D
Yep.
model. Do you have a 3D model?
Yeah.
Oh, do you switch between 2D and 3D at times, or just stick with 2D?
I switch between them sometimes.
Oh, okay. Um, is there, is one better than the other, or is it just how whatever fits your fancy?
Yeah, whatever fits my fancy, because they both pretty much just do two different things half the time.
Two different things. Is it because is it because like VR chat sort of thing, where you go into like a 3D world, or is there something else why you switch between both?
Yeah, like VRChat where I go into a 3D world that's like that Japanese app cluster that I use.
Yeah, maybe that'll change soon. Goodness. Um, but yeah, because I know some people do the VR chat with their um, model, but I can't. I don't. I just go with whatever free one you get. But I've not been on VR chat in ages. I know there's like other places, but VR chat is still pretty big. But
Yeah,
and how often do you go on the VR chat?
and not too often because of what's in there pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, for VR chat, um, usually they're just in front of the mirror, which I'm kind of curious of why. Because I mean, the many worlds they have on VR chat are pretty interesting, um, or really cool looking, right? Like how they create and stuff. But most of the time, I've just seen people in front of a mirror just look at themselves. I'm like, why not explore the world a bit?
Yeah, I've been to the dark side of VRChat and I don't like what I saw on that part.
Well, I mean that's gonna come with the territory, because
Yeah,
you know people will take over spaces and use it to whatever they want. But obviously, that's not going to change anytime soon. Uh, virtual,
yep.
yeah, well, but yeah, I mean, you've done that. Now, there was a one place that you've actually gone to, but I know it was, something cluster or something like that. What is that?
It's like a Japanese app similar to VRChat, but it's also moderated.
Oh, okay. So it's just a moderated spaces. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah. On TikTok. Well, of course, it's going to be popular on TikTok. It's popular pretty much everywhere at this point. Twitch has so many VTubers that it just comes pouring out of the eyes. 3G. Yes, Abe, yes.
yes, we do
Um,
need Jesus.
uh, but yeah, VTubing is so wide and vast. It just seems like almost everyone, tried to jump on that train to get uh, a bit of piece of the pie. And I can't tell you how many times I've had people who VTubers or VTuber like, and they were doing commissions, and it on Twitter X, obviously on Twitter X, and it's a weird thing where those people, the commissioners, or people looking for commissions, uh, to I sent a few to a VTuber. That's a lot of money, to be honest. I wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't have done $500 to be honest. But what do I know? You're right. No, no, actual Jesus, I did not ring. All right. Oh, well, there's a question. Think you can answer that? Or
What
can
kind
you
of pie do I like the most? Chocolate pie.
chocolate pie, like a Mississippi mud kind of pie, or
Yep.
chocolate mousse? I think they call it.
Chocolate mousse pie.
Yeah, chocolate mousse pie. Yeah, that's not bad. When you put a lot of whipped cream on it, it's pretty nice. But yeah, I haven't eaten pie in a long time. What else? What was that? But yeah, VTubing is such a explosive thing, especially when it comes to thing like was it Hololive? Hololive is huge. If you know what Hololive is.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm a pretty big fan of Gara Gara.
Gura Gara.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shark. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are fans for her. Because I don't know, she's just got that look or something. Because she's just a cute shark at the end of the day. But yeah, she's been going at it for ages. It feels like.
Yeah.
Because I was there when she first started out, and she had a few million within at least I think her first year or so, which is weird. But then again, Kazuna Ai, pretty much the progenitor of this all, she she had a lot of people too, but she doesn't have a company that's behind her like Guragara is. She I think she's her own company. I'm not too sure. So and then of course there's all the other. I think there's Hololive, and then there's what was the other one? Oh, you were at a VTuber con? I've been to at least like one convention in my life, but I've never been to any more than that just because it's too expensive to go to any con.
There's also like Visozo and a bunch of other.
Yeah, that's another big one. What do you think of them?
They're cool. I try to audition to get into that VTuber group.
Mm-hmm. Right. And did it go well? Did you because that would be audition, right? You auditioned for them.
Yeah, I auditioned for them. Didn't hear anything back from them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people tried. Is there anyone you like on their roster, or is it just just like what they do?
Yeah, I just like what they do.
Yeah, I know for VShojo they allow their creators to keep their model and stuff if they leave. Because I believe, who was it? I don't know how easy. I know it just depends. I know PNG is easier than say like 2D or 3D because you do have to kind of make those and write those, but just depends on what you're going for, I guess. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know.
Making a VTuber model can get pretty difficult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there's a lot of intricacies, especially when it comes to like the rigging part, right? Trying to match motions or do whatever.
Yeah.
Probably more harder for the what is it? Probably more harder for the 3D than it is 2D, because 2D has its just there's like a a false 3D to it, so to speak, like you like shadowing and stuff, but it's not really 3D bit. Oh, it's like a GIF, but better quality, but 2D. Yeah. Again, a lot of VTubers, so to speak, start out with PNG because it's just simply uh, like a cardboard cutout of a character or whatever. But yeah, a lot of layers. Uh, the VTuber PNG. Uh, I believe her. I believe Kara's stuff. Yeah, yeah. The link for Kara is down below, but sure. Um, but anyway, so yes, V Shoujo. I believe. Um, I believe who is it? Silvervale left V Shoujo a while back, and then I think Vebe was part of V Shoujo for a while as well. But I don't know if any more people have left. I don't pay too much attention to it, unfortunately. Just see how much I know in this VTuber field, to be honest. Um, but yeah, I think it's pretty interesting for VTubing, but I also think because of how much the modeling and stuff cost, that you are sort of self-hindering because it does. I mean, unless you're like you who has friends who help with input and whatnot, and then you kind of wrangle a bit of it yourself. Um, everyone else seems to pay thousands of dollars just to try to get it without understanding that they may not make that money back, which is another issue. Um, but yeah, what do you what have your thoughts of the whole VTuber journey been so far?
It's been good. Have been some ups and downs of days that I feel like giving up, but I keep on going.
Yeah, well, I think that's with any content creator, to be
Yeah.
honest, because uh, there have been a lot of people I've seen who uh, want to, uh, they first out wanting to create, and then, after time they hit something or they're not seeing whatever it is they're wanting to see, and they're sort of like, well, I'm not seeing all the stuff I wanted to see, so I might as well just go up. I'm like, but why are you here in the first place, right? Why are you even creating? Because it doesn't make sense for you to create and then you just give up because you aren't like getting the big numbers, small numbers. I don't know what people are looking for. What are you looking for out of this?
To build a community, connections. I don't mind growing though, because numbers also help with brand deals if I get those as well.
Right. Yeah, it's part of that ordeal. But the connections are always interesting to make because you never know. Like I've made connections with over 100 different people, and it's been an interesting time just talking about different perspectives, different things, like just content creation in general. What? Oh, was that raised bad humor VTube cat or how it was made? Yeah, kaiju is a whole story in himself. I kaiju is a dude I had on. He used VTube Studio and he was he does like a he switches between, again, like I said, he switches between one, but he chose like doing a black cat, and but he's a pretty cool dude. But yeah, I think he just used more of the free stuff rather than make his own thing, which I don't know if he is or not. I forgot to ask, unfortunately, um, and all that stuff. But so, but I think you've grown a bit on Rumble compared to other places though. Like I know on Twitch you have probably a little over 900 followers. I think it was the song. So you've probably been on there for quite some time for that to be the case. Or people just like you really enough for that to happen, either or. So, but um, what do you think about just content creation in general for you know this whole sphere of things beyond the VTuber stuff, of course?
Yeah, content creation, I do enjoy, of course, because over the years I've learned things I never could do before on it.
Hmm. Like what?
Like what I've learned how to edit out backgrounds better
Hmm.
with the green screen effects, and because when I first started doing that, the green screen effect would still show up in the background of stuff.
Hmm. So you've learned a few skills here and there, right?
Yep.
And does that mean that uh, where on the professional scale, where would you say you'd be like through 1 through 10 so far?
Probably 7.
Seven's not bad, especially for a personal 7. What else have you learned other than background?
What else have I learned? I've learned how to do HTML better, and I've learned to even add stuff through Photoshop.
Hmm. Oh, so you do use Photoshop for your stuff?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Now what's with the HTML thing that you're talking about?
for website coding, because I've been doing some website stuff because I eventually want to launch an actual website.
Oh, so are you building a website? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Uh, because I'm pretty sure you don't have your own website to use rather than say Beacon, right?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Um, how long you been working on your website?
For a few months.
For a few months. And
Yeah,
how easy to difficult has that been?
it's a little difficult because there's not a lot of features on some of the programs I use.
Right. Um, and so I'm guessing you've had to learn coding, right, to some degree.
Yeah,
Yeah. So is HTML one of them as well for coding?
yep.
Uh, have you had to learn any other coding as well?
Yeah, trying to figure out how to add the links directly with that people can actually click on and buy something.
Oh, so you have you're gonna have a store then?
Yeah,
Hmm. Do you Does that mean you have anything now, or is that just in the future?
yeah. I have stuff now like soaps that I sell on a different website, but
Oh,
I want to try have my own website.
so you make handmade soaps?
Yeah,
Okay. What do you uh haven't made a website in years? Kind of misses this. Yeah, I it's like with the Cyber Bar yesterday who makes websites. He's a pretty cool dude. Um, but so what what ingredients do you use to make your own soaps? Because I know a lot of people do a lot of different things.
some soaps I have like goat's milk or honey.
Mm.
Then I'll add different scents like cedar wood,
Mm.
rose scent.
Rosa. How many different varieties of soap have you created so far?
How many I created?
Mm.
Like I believe 5 different ones.
Okay, so you've done you've done some with honey. Have you done stuff with like what is it, lilac and lavender?
Yeah, with lavender as well.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've seen a lot of. Usually, you find those people who sell soaps at like farmers markets or art type things or whatever. But how long you been doing that?
Over a year.
Really?
Yep.
That's not bad. And selling soaps for over a year. Well, it's not a bad business to have. No, congrats to you for keeping it up.
Thank you.
um, but why do you want to make soaps out of everything else?
Just to see what people like the most.
In making soaps, you mean?
Yeah.
Uh, have you ever tried making anything else to sell?
Yeah, I've tried handmade jewelry in the past, but that didn't sell too well.
Oh, okay. So you're trying to sell homemade jewelry, and that didn't take off, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that sucks when something doesn't take off. I mean, I know for the most part you're making stuff to sell, but you must have had fun with it to some degree.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't really sold anything, to be honest. I am not a good seller of sorts. Uh, like I know people, content creators will have a merch store, or they'll set up through some um, place like what's one of those places? Teesprings. I know some people use Teesprings. Um, there's one like some some place called Fourth Wall or something like that. I know some people use to sell that through stuff, or they like you, they sell like commodities like that, like soap or whatnot, and they'll sell it through uh, whether it be like um, either something they make or they sell it through some on Etsy. I know people use Etsy for that. Uh,
Yeah.
and then there's what else? Yeah, because I know somebody who I've seen people make uh, yarn, not yarn. I would say yarn, crocheting, stuff like that. Um, and uh, someone I know, Yarny, she has her own website and she sells different variety of colored yarn. She actually makes the yarn herself. Well, I mean, she makes the dyed yarn herself, not the yarn. I am not that great at selling stuff, Steve. I have no selling experience whatsoever. I mean, I've tried selling stuff in the past, like candy bars and whatnot, but selling candy bars is a bit different than selling non-edible items because I think everyone likes a good candy bar, depending on. Um, though I don't know if many people like eating candy bar anymore, knowing that it's just not really that great for you, to be honest. Um, but yeah, so she sells different colored yarns. So Yarn Witch, if you're out there, I at least tried to make it sell for you. She's been doing it for quite some time. But she just makes different colors. Uh, I know that, and it's really interesting. I know. Yeah, Yarn Witch. That's the name, and she makes different colored yarns. Or like for the holidays, she made like a patriotic looking yarn coloring. Um, I know someone who sells like she makes her own designs of things. However, she sells it through she like t-shirts, mugs, stuff like that. Uh, and Libertarian Goth makes her own stuff. She does her own drawings and whatnot. So, oh wait, does that do you do your own drawings for stuff as well? Do you rely on someone else to draw up over creation?
I would rely on someone else, but some stuff I've just like done a picture of my own avatar and sold it on some 4x6 photos that I
Mm,
printed out.
mm,
And then I also have a couple metal prints of my character.
mm. And you like was it like personally sign it or whatever?
Yeah, I signed some of it, but
Okay.
some people don't want it signed half the time.
Oh, did they say why?
I guess they just want it to normal or something
I don't
with
think I.
no signature on it.
Yeah, I don't think I know what normal is anymore. But then again, normal's overrated anyway. Well,
Yeah,
what does anyone know about normal? Um, but no, that's pretty interesting. I know. So do you say like metal sheets or something like
yeah, metal print.
that? Metal print? Now
That's like
what's
on the picture that's printed onto aluminum or metal.
oh, okay? So do you send that out to a company to make, or how does that go?
I have someone that made a couple for me.
Okay.
I'm selling as well.
Oh, interesting. Well, I mean, more power to you for making stuff like that. I guess if people want it, they buy it, then I guess you have something there.
Yep.
Um, I don't have anything to sell. All I have to sell is my time with other people, and that's that. Printed. Oh, I think he said printed on. I think he said printed on metal.
Yeah, printed on the metal. I don't know how the whole process works.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and you just have someone else do it rather than you do it. Um,
Yeah,
now, do you do like the T-shirts and mugs and all that kind of stuff, or just stick with like the metal sheets?
just the metal. I do have one mug.
Oh, oh, that's nice. And is it just like one very? It's like of your character, right? On it.
Yeah, and then a little quote on the other side of the mug.
Oh, what's the quote?
See, let me look at it. In the darkness I bloom.
Hmm. That's a pretty neat. I mean, technically, it's kind of interesting since your background is dark, so and you're a lot
Yeah,
brighter than your background. So I guess that is kind of true. Um. Uh. But yeah, I've seen that kind of thing before with like metal plates, but they usually charge them a lot more, like because it's metal, right? So uh,
yeah,
I'd imagine I'd imagine all that. Um. No, but that's pretty cool that you at least do something with. Um. But yeah, and that can be found through like your beacon store as well, right? Or your
yeah.
beacon.
Sure,
Okay.
like whatnot.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Um, uh, maybe later, but not right now. To be honest, I don't really care either way. Um, but what about you? You know, do the whole debate watching?
Now I'll be hanging out with some other people.
Yeah, you're just gonna kind of be like a fly in a wall sort of thing, doing your own stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, the best way to do it. I mean, to be honest, it's just sort of hold drum after a while. I do a bit of laser engraving stuff. Well, that's pretty interesting. Isn't that kind of dangerous though, Steve? Are you wearing your glasses while you're doing that? I don't want you to, burn out your eyes because you're doing laser engraving stuff. Last thing we need is someone who's also tired and blind. Goodness sake. Um, um, but yeah, that's pretty interesting. I know there to some regard they do like the water jet thing where they for like metal printouts or whatever. I can't remember what the machinery is called, but I know that thing exists where they do like high pressure water, or was it plasma cut, water cut? I can't remember what they call it. Um, but yeah, I know they do that. Um, and what else? Uh, yeah, I just for the debate thing, I'm just gonna I may watch later, but who knows? It's not really an interest of mine. What's been a recent game you've played so far?
The recent game I've played so far would be Grand Theft Auto because I enjoy going on that game.
First one, second one, third one. Which one?
See, the most current one that's got Grand Theft Auto Online.
Oh, okay. So Grand Theft Auto 5, I think it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember when that came out. That had a pretty weird story. Steve says, "I wear laser goggles. Yeah, I almost lost eyes to laser in the past. I had a blind spot week for a week in my yeah. That's no joke, man. Lasering, uh, messing with lasers is not a thing. That's why they tell you not to point a laser in someone's eye because you can actually go blind. That is a thing. Uh, so don't do that, Steve. I mean, if the actual devil comes around, I mean, go for it, but don't do that to yourself. That's not good. Um, Now, what's your schedule like? Like, what days are you doing your stuff?
I mostly do it like a few times a day or once a day, depending on what's going on.
Uh-huh. And is it just uploading the short stuff? Because I think so far I've only seen the majority of your stuff you've posted on Rumble just be shorts. So do you do longer content or just the shorts?
I do longer content sometimes, just depending on if I have time to.
Uh-huh. I'm guessing that means you have a part-time job, full-time job yourself.
I just have a dog that I take care of, and then trying to advertise my business.
Uh-huh. Is
Because
it just
because
is your
I've been trying to find some craft fairs to sell at.
yeah, that's understandable. Now is your business just called the Cara Frost or do you call it something else?
Just Care Frost.
Cara Frost, the
Yep,
original. Well, I gotta keep up that oh, what's the word? Branding. Yeah.
yep.
What does he say? Not even not pointing it in the eye can get you. It reflects. Yeah, that's true. Mirrors, shiny surfaces. Anything that uh, anything that they can reflect off that can really damage you pretty well. Um, but I thought you said something.
Yeah, I think Chat wants to perform laser eye surgery on someone.
I can't do lasers. I'll overheat from them. That just sounds. I don't know why you overheat from lasers unless you're having a point. I have seen the lasers though that can blow up a balloon, right? And so um, I don't know what they have them at, but there's like these lasers where they point them like they're high performance sort of thing, and then they like point them at like a piece of paper or something like that, and it just there's like a one that was showing like a row of balloons and just pointed at the row of balloons and they just popped all of them. We're just like that's a little dangerous. don't know if they don't know if you can cut something with it, but I do know that they do have lasers where they use it to take the rust off stuff because I guess it just works better or something like that. But still, it's lasers in their own right. Even the ones where you just point or whatever is dangerous. The popping balloon trick is very crude and common. Well, I think that's just what they show, right? That's what they just show with the lasers. So, um, it's it's an interesting thing. I mean, it just goes to show you though that those high end lasers are dangerous. So may not want to mess with them. And he says, I used to extract lasers out of Xbox and DVD-R drives and turn them into pointers. Now you're just being dangerous, sir. You're just being dangerous. Um, it's like a mad scientist over there, goodness sake. Um, because I, for one, would not be a person who messes with. Now, uh, like you said, you can get lasers out of the drives for DVDs, Xbox, and I think PlayStation as well. Because I think they use lasers for, I think they use lasers for Blu-ray too, um, which is another thing. Uh, but uh, but yeah, I just any laser is not something to play around with. I know they have like those laser pointers, or ones you can just like point at the sky or whatever. But still, uh, yeah, I don't know why you do, Steve. Still, I suppose I always seem to get involved in dangerous projects. You're a dangerous man, Steve. Dangerous man and half awake. Those are two combinations you do not want to see at all. Um, which is scary in its own right. Because Steve's from the UK, so he it's probably it's about one ish where he's at. So it's pretty late where he's at. But I appreciate him all the same, just like I appreciate everyone else in chat. Because it's pretty awesome when we get to meet new people. But yeah, it's for other things as well. Like it almost reminds me of the dangerous stuff. Almost reminds like MythBusters, where they would do some dangerous stuff. Like there was one time. Well, I think at a certain point they just kept blowing things up. Instead of just asking like, can we devise? How can we see if this myth is true or not? And then it just became, can we just blow it up? Um, it's not intentional. It's just going that way. Oh man, I don't know why you do it, Steve. Why do you do it?
Don't make me go over there, Steve, and tie you up.
That's a long way to travel. That's a long way to travel to tie them up. Especially in this nowadays. You're gonna need a passport. You're gonna need a lot of money just to do it, just to take a plane ticket. I probably cost like a couple $100 just to fly in a plane to the UK. No, sir. See,
Yep.
it doesn't seem like it's very meaningful go now with all the issues they're having over there in UK.
Yeah.
But yeah. Um Crap, I had something too. Um but anyway, it's always interesting from my perspective to always get to sit down with whether they be a regular person or a VTuber like yourself and the many other VTubers I had on, like Satris I mentioned, Pixel Kittens I had one once, Ezekiel I'll be having on this month, and so on and so forth. Because different people's different perspectives. No, Steve, no, it does not. Oh, there you go. Like, you getting suggestions already. Should have a movie night. Now you don't do like the Discord movie night stuff, right? Or do you stay away from that?
I don't do it on Discord. I just do it on that app I mentioned, the cluster.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you do movie night through Cluster?
Yeah.
Hmm. And what was the last movie you watched?
The last movie was a TV show which was on the Twitter X, the Potwins. If you heard of that.
Oh, the Pot Twins, that show.
Yeah.
What's how's that show?
It seems pretty good because I'll be going to episode 3 now.
Hmm. What's it about?
Hold on.
Oh, that sucks. Unless it's not available in region.
What region are you in?
Probably in a
Just
different countries or region. But what's the what is Pot Twins about? Since you're watching it, or since you're only like up to the third episode, what is it about so far?
it just seems like a comedy
Oh,
so far.
so far just a comedy about whatever.
Yeah,
Huh? Okay. I know. I think I remember. Oh, Netherlands. They say they're in the Netherlands. Oh, that's a shame.
I could talk to the staff on Cluster and see if they could allow it in the Neverlands or app.
Mm. Oh, so you have high connections, huh?
Yeah,
Oh, interesting. Does that mean you help in some way with making cluster, or are you just a user?
just like a user, but I've been trying to help them get more English community into the app.
Okay. Uh, yeah, that's always an interesting. Same with people trying to get. Same with Rumble. There's a lot of people trying to get people into using it, especially now with all the YouTube stuff that's been going on. Um, but anyway, so there's a thing I do at the top of the hour of every hour that I have a guest on. We or I set aside some time for us to promote ourselves. Um, so I have your link description down below, but if you want to um, promote yourself, in essence, sell yourself, whatever you want to call it, the floor is yours.
Right. I think the link on the bottom is good too.
Uh, but why should people come and watch your stuff and all that?
If they like fun content or game content, or if they want advice on social media, I can try my best to help on that as well.
hmm And of course, you have your source stuff in there as well. Your link.
Yeah, all on my Twitter for that Beacons app.
hmm Okay. Well, it's nice you have at least all in one place so that people can just go there and just press on it and whatnot. Because I imagine it's all nice to have all your links together in one spot. That's why I use Linktree, right? I use Linktree to keep all my stuff in one go. And ladies and gentlemen, whether you're on Rumble or whether you're on YouTube, if you wouldn't mind, I know you can't see me, but if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, a follow, a comment, sharing, one or all of it, it doesn't matter, because the engagement factor helps me have on other people like Kara, like UB Legend, like Cyber Mario, like so many others, and um, and yeah, I know a lot of people ask for it, but uh, it gives me the opportunity of being seen more, so that way I can have more different people on, and it's always fun to get to talk to new and different people. Um, but yes, if you wouldn't for anything to help with the engagement factor, I much appreciate. And of course, if you'd like to see where my other stuff is at as well, I have a link down in the description below. Down in the description, whether you're on YouTube or Rumble, it's down there. Go there, you'll find my different places, whether Twitter X, Discord, email, or and also where my YouTube and Rumble at. If you want to take up the opportunity, you want to come on, the links for those places to find me to converse at are there. Um, but if you don't want to do that, then just leave a comment on either YouTube, Rumble, and we can get started. But again, guys, anything to help with the engagement, and then going to my link to find out where my other places is at, and wanting to come on or whatever, is down there too. So I much appreciate it all, because you never know who you'll get to talk to or talk about, and all that stuff. So it's a pretty interesting time. I've gotten to meet a lot of people, a lot of technical people. I've gotten to meet through here a lot of artistic people, a lot of just regular people who are on the ground floor living life, and they kind of give their perspective on the world itself. So, oh, thank you, much appreciated. You never know what you can get with each guest, so I appreciate it all the same. Um, let's see. Uh, 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 but anyway, um, what was that? So yeah, the show. What? Um, but again, I asked you about the movie. What movie have you seen recently, other than the Pot Twins, which is more of a online show, I would think. Yeah, TV online show, something like that.
Yeah, I haven't seen any movies recently, but I probably will in the next month or so.
Hmm. Hmm. What was the last movie you saw?
The last movie I saw, which was like a few years ago, was the Avengers Endgame.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was a big one back in the day. That was a
Yeah,
that was a big send off. Because I remember I went to the theater and it was packed for it. I went to go see it at a what is it, an IMAX theater, and that was packed. And IMAX is a lot more expensive. Um, but yeah, it is. Um, it was packed, and I can just remember when the moment Captain America got to pick up Thor's hammer. That's when the crowd went wild. Hey, dashboard. So, um, but yeah, that was quite a bit of time ago. I can't remember when it came out. When did it come out? And nope, that's not how you do it. No. Avengers. Oh, 2019. So it's been about. When did it come out? Came out in April. Oh, April 26th. So it's been about 5 years. Wow. It's been about 5 years since Avengers Endgame came out. Because it was Avengers Infinity War, and then it was Avengers Endgame. And what did you think about Infinity Wars? Or actually, what did you think about both of them? To be honest.
yeah, they were pretty cool, especially when they had all that portals open against Thanos.
Yeah, that was a pretty awesome moment. Um, but like which so who is your what character do you like all the characters? Do you like some of the characters? What character of that movie series did you like?
I like the Hulk pretty much because of how strong that character was, and I think in that Affinity War, the other one is where the Hulk pretty much flung Loki around.
Oh, you're talking about the first Avengers.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's where he said puny god. Yeah, that was pretty funny. But yeah, that was the first Avengers. That was a long time ago. It feels like a long time ago anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have you watched any of the other Marvel movies after Endgame or no?
no,
No?
not for a while, but I do want to watch that new Deadpool and Wolverine movie.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
Not yet.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I've seen it twice already. And I know a lot of people are, complain about this or that, but I gave it like a 8 out of 10 for seeing it because it was pretty funny in some areas and whatnot. And I know a lot of people appreciated the costume that Wolverine finally got to wear after all these years. So there's that. But yeah, I'm surprised you haven't seen it yet. What about TV shows? What TV shows do you like to watch?
I used to watch like Smallville, and then current show I've been watching was like Superman and Lois.
Mm.
then I watched some anime like Demon Slayer, Sailor Moon.
Mm. Oh yeah, I just saw the news of what was it? The voice of Sailor
Sailor,
June. Yeah,
yeah,
she passed away today. So, but I mean, it's not. I think the big one for most people was James Earl Jones. That was a that was a big one, and that just happened yesterday. Um, and then, of course, I believe the voice of uh, oh, what was it? I can't remember. Ninja Turtles. Um, I can't remember his name. Not Mas. Not no. Shredder was the bad guy. Who was Teenage. I can't remember the name of the da, 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 who is Splinter. Splinter, that's right. Splinter was the rat. The voice of the original animation, like from the 80s. The that gentleman had just passed away too, I think today. And then, of course, the Sailor Moon one. No, Sailor Jupiter passed away today. Yeah, it's been a sad 48 hours for some people,
yeah,
but that's the unfortunate side of living. You eventually will no longer be. So, it's it's grateful that and James Earl Jones got to live to be 93. It's grateful that for the voice of Splinter and the voice of Sailor Jupiter that they get to live as long as they did, because uh, you'll never know when it's time to go. But yeah, I know a lot of people are like, oh, this is such a sad thing. It's like people forget Betty White has done and gone. She went before the new year of, what was it, 2023, I think it was, and she was towards the end of the month, end of the month of 2022. I better recheck.
yeah,
Betty, I think she went. Yes, the last. No, it was 2121. I was wrong. She passed away on December 31st, 2021. So she was on the last day of 2021, and she passed. I was like, because she would have been. Oh, okay. What's a VTuber? A VTuber is a virtual YouTuber. Is what uh the moniker means. Now, what makes a content creator choose to be a VTuber? Well, uh, I think we already talked about that earlier, but it's a variety of things, to be honest. Some people do it for animosity. Betty White, Betty White. I spelled it wrong. Um, I see a lot of VTubers, but I've never had a chance. I've chatted with a few of them. Mel Hellstar is one. Zatris is one. She's on Rumble. You've got Pixel Kittens is one. I've chatted with her. Uh, Kaiju is one, or at least he uses the VTuber stuff. And of course, now with Kara, I've got to chat with as well. But yeah, it's a very different world. Sometimes people, uh, sometimes people will um, like I said, they will do it for animosity reasons. Sometimes they'll just do it for like the cuteness and stuff reasons. Like there are people who use an avatar, but they'll also show their face. Like Hora Murata, who I've had on, she has an avatar of like Cthulhu, but she's also shown her face as well. So there's some people who are like that. I haven't talked to Bomber Knee TV. I've never even heard of him. Never even heard of him. So I'll have to check them out. But yeah, I've never even talked to them. Variety. What's I would say being a VTuber is a pretty big job, to be honest, because there's a lot that goes into the work of it. Especially, I mean, even if you have help from other people, there's still a lot of work into it, and all that stuff. But yeah, no, if you ever get a chance sometime, Luke, there's some on Rumble um, that you should try and see if you can. If not, if you wait long enough, you'll be on my thing. There is Hangout 10, and I'll try to get one with you on, or one with you joined in it. So, who knows? I don't know who Bruce Frost is, to be honest. I just saw the name in chat, so I'm not too sure. But yeah, what was I at? Betty White. Yeah, Betty White was on the last day of 2021, and then she passed. But again, I don't know what to tell you, kids, but you should not unexpectedly think that the person you've not heard of in a long time or have thought about in a long time isn't going to die. It's sad, to be honest, when it happens. It's a shame of what YouTube does, but yes, I will use the platform. So I don't know where you're trying to get at. Oh, here's a good question. Do you use AI to make your avatar? I think you've said you don't. You don't.
I don't use AI. A lot of VTubers are against that whole AI stuff when it comes to art.
Yeah, the art stuff, which is understandable, but at this point, it's a stalemate because technology outgrows the conversation at a certain point, and yeah, so it doesn't really help well when people are trying to make. Because I've had the discussion too with another content creator, Alaska Man Jeff. He's very adamantly against AI. No, she's on Rumble, but if you go to her link in the description, you'll find her at our other places too. So Twitter X, um, Twitch, and I believe I can't remember what else. But yeah, in the link in the description, you'll find the places Kara is at. So, but yeah, I talked to Cyber Mario about it yesterday. About the AI stuff, and he's not for the AI generation either, but he knows that some people have used the AI for, say, coding, because I've seen that before too, where they use it to make a piece of code for something or whatnot, and it's for a variety of things. But yeah, I get the conversation about the image generation, but at the end of the day, though, um, yeah, gaming. Uh, make sure it's mostly the gaming stuff and your stuff with cluster, I believe. So, but I don't stream any gaming. I'm not that not that too important. But yeah, if you go down to the link below, Luke, you'll find all the other stuff there. Yeah. Where was I at? But yeah, I get the surprise and the sadness of the person that's passed. You know, say especially with James Earl Jones, who's been in our lives for quite some time. There's going to be some sentiment there, but I think people should understand right off the bat, it shouldn't be unexpected unless there's some sort of foul play, like what like murder or something like that, or foul, just foul play stuff. But at the end of the day, people shouldn't feel no shouldn't be in a state of unexpectedness, because that's not something you're going to get away from. That's not something anyone's going to get away from. So yeah, I get it, but I also don't get it at the same time. But yeah, it's nice to go over like that. I know people were putting up what was it? They were putting up Lion King stuff. More than not, they're doing the whole Darth Vader sort of stuff, because he did do the voice of Darth Vader. So was one of your what was one of the movies that you saw of that had James Earl Jones star in it?
I don't really pay attention to the names of the actors all the time.
Mhm. Right, right. But you have seen like The Lion King, right?
Yeah,
So and you probably maybe you've seen Star Wars, maybe
yeah, I've
Ancient
seen most of the Star Wars,
Field of Dreams.
especially especially the one with Kylo Ren.
Oh yeah. I mean, how'd you think of that?
That seemed cool
Hmm.
and emotional on some stuff in that movie.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, yeah, I know. I know Luke. He's like 93, but there's some like Anton Yelnats was one. You had Paul Walker who had passed away, but that was sort of a bit of a um, another foul play one. Trying to think of another one to be honest. Uh, oh, there was some actress who supposedly passed away, but then there's like helicopter security that saw her get out of the thing. Coming to America, yes, Coming to America. That was an Eddie Murphy movie, but he played the king on Coming to America. I can't remember the name of it though. Uh, it was Mark Hamill worked him. Sure, yeah. Mark Hamill's not really in a good state of mind anyway, but what do I know? Um, but yeah, he's been in a lot of different movies, and again, um, people cherish him for being in that. But give it a week, and people will just fondly remember. There won't be much uh, of it beyond that point. Uh, what? Uh,
Then I believe that one guy who played Hagrid in the Harry Potter movies passed away a while back.
yeah, Robbie Coltrane is his name. Robbie Coltrane. Matthew Broderick. No, Matthew Broderick is still alive. Yeah, he was in the movie with what was her name? Jennifer Lawrence. Can't remember the name of the movie, but there was a movie she was in with him, and he played like the dad of a character. But yeah, Matthew Broderick is still alive. He's old though. When I saw him in that movie, he was gray hair. And the funny thing was, is I remember him back in, um, Inspector Gadget because he was in the Inspector Gadget movie that Disney did a long time ago, um, and all that stuff. But yeah, it's understandable for the sadness, and I know people will take their appreciation for him. But at the end of the day, it's a reminder of sorts of how. Oh, Sandlot, that's right, Sandlot. He was in Sandlot. Can't forget that one. Um, Perry. Oh, that's right, Matthew Perry. Matthew Perry was from, I believe they say, was drugs. So, and then there was another thing with Richard Simmons, something with that. But I mean, at the end of the day, though, he probably should have gone to the hospital once he slipped. Um, yeah, Matthew Perry is the name, not Matthew Broderick. Matthew Perry. Yeah, yeah. He it was, I believe, their consensus was that was from drugs. Um, but yeah, and I show reverence to that. Like again with Betty White, who is almost 100 years old. God rest her soul and all that stuff. But it's nothing people should be surprised by. Um, Betty White probably didn't know half the people that were fans of hers, um, and I think that kind of goes a long way with a lot of these artists or creators because they celebrated for the works, but majority of people they won't know. So it's one of those. Hey, horror stream, coming coming towards the end of it. There, horror stream. Usually at the beginning. What happened, man? Um, but yeah. So I get the sadness for a bit, and again, the deaths of the day won't be the last for this year. So buckle up. I'm hoping and praying that Mr. Dick Van Dyke gets to see 100 because dude is a national treasure in its own right. I don't know what you think about him, or if you've ever seen like Mary Poppins or whatever, um, and all that. Um, but yeah, so you had that, and then yeah, I think Clint Eastwood is still alive. Dude is in his 90s as well, but I think he made a movie not too long ago. No, not recently, but a few years back. I think he made a movie, um, and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm just gonna tell you all right now, uh, they're not the last deaths of this year. So you know, be prepared, because you never know who's gonna be there next. But yeah, it's a sad time, but people will get back to living life and all that stuff. There was I think at a certain point, it's don't worry about don't you know don't pity the dead, pity the living, because there's a lot of things they have to still deal with and all this stuff, and sometimes people just go over them. Oh, okay, well there you go. What kind of games do you play, Kara?
What kind of games? Like what I mentioned earlier, like the Grand Theft Auto,
Mhm.
Roblox, and then Cluster.
Mhm.
I've also played the Sims as well.
Oh, any of them, or just like one or
Just whatever I feel like playing.
right? Yeah. Um. Yeah. I used to play Sims back in the day, but it's been a long time since then. It's been way too long.
Yeah,
Um. I know. I think it's weird. I think Sims 4 is the newest one out, and I think that's somewhat free. I'm not too sure. I'll have to look at because it's on the Epic Game Store, is where I saw that at. Um, yeah, any games I've recently played was tried to play the Black Myth Wukong, but I haven't gotten past the first stage. It's a lot of learning the enemies and trying to die. It's a bit like Elden Ring, but not as ridiculous. If you've ever played Elden Ring,
I've
um,
played Elden Ring a few times.
yeah. Roblox Among Us is another one. But yeah, I've mostly just played Fortnite just because it's very casual, like gaming. I know there are a lot of people who make their living on it, being the best of the best. But for me, Fortnite is just a casual gaming stuff. I'd like to play with others, Fortnite wise, but it's just me right now. So maybe sometime in the future, but I wouldn't stream that, to be honest. Yeah, they're blast. If you have internet, they're blast to play online. Otherwise, you're kind of stuck. So, but yeah, yeah, I've just stuck with Fortnite for a little bit because it's just I can just play casually with it and not be so like if I get first place, I'm ecstatic. If I don't, well, I'm gonna live another day because I'm not gonna be like one of those people who's like blasting myself because I didn't get first place. No, it's a game. Come on, guys. Um, but anyway, I think we're gonna start coming to a close shortly because again, I do apologize for earlier. I did. You work a full-time job and then you think you're going to take like a quick nap, and then it turns into an hour or two long radiation. So it's not fun when you wake up late, but no, I do apologize for that, and it's especially with the chat as well. Again, I was late because I did take a small nap and I forgot to set an alarm. So my apologies. But again, Carrie, always hopefully you're always welcome to come back on if you want to. It's not it doesn't have to be a one-time thing.
Yeah,
But no, but thank you for coming on. And of course, I played no build. Yeah, no build. I play no build because too many people they know how to play the build part well. Yeah, and I'm playing build is just annoying. It's too many extra buttons. I'd rather just play no build to get it over with. Yeah, too many little kids playing the build. Yeah, there's too many little kids playing a lot of different games. Some of them being like, was it Call of Duty and whatnot, and they're just they kick your butt in that. Ugh, some of those kids are mean. It's like 12-year-old goes in there, COD in your face, and you're just like, ugh, mean little suckers. But some of them have a lot more time than others, and maybe parents should take a hold of their kids. But anyway, yes. But yes. But of course, before we go, we're going to do a few things. So if you want to, again, promote yourself, I know it's like selling yourself or whatever, but yes, your link is in the description below. But take it away, Kara. Sell yourself.
All right, 1 second.
Mm. The mouse. We can see the mouse move around the screen. Ooh, oh look, it moved. Ooh, ah. Are you trying to show your stuff?
Yeah, I just have to do it a different way on here.
Right. Yeah. Because you're using OBS, right?
No, I'm just using the regular
Oh, okay.
stream.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what you'll have to do. More like take your avatar off and show it. I don't know how you want to do it. Up to you. But yeah, for Fortnite is no joke to some. That is for sure.
All right. Here's my Rumble.
Okay. Yep. All right. And yeah, and I can copy link address. I think you put it. There we go. There's the Rumble. Yeah, and again, in the description down below is the link, beacon link, and that carries all the different different links that you have as well. So hopefully you guys will be able to check it out. And up there, just showing up. And again, guys, thank you for being here. Now, let me do. Gotta get to my stuff. Let me do my thing. But anyway, guys, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Rumble, I appreciate you all. And if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, leaving a follow, or leaving a comment, or sharing stuff, doesn't matter what it is. Anything that helps the engagement is much appreciated, because again, guys, the engagement helps me be seen more, which helps having more people on. Gotta do this. Like Kara, like UB Legend, like Luke's Awakening. Of course, Luke has been on before. Like Cyber Mario, and like so many others. And guys, it's always a great time having different guests on, different type of guests on, just seeing how they are. Just talking about some whatever. So any help with the engagement on either YouTube or Rumble is much appreciated. And also, if you'd like either come on or find where my other stuff is at, down in the description below as well. It's my link. Go there. It'll take you to where my, links to my Twitter X, my Discord, my email, my Rumble, my YouTube. If you want to take up the opportunity to come on, because I do offer that to people, you can just either, my Twitter X is where I do most of my stuff. That's how I talk to Kara. Or you can do my Discord or my email. Or if you don't want to do any of that, then just leave a comment on either YouTube or Rumble, and we can get started there, guys. But again, any help with the engagement factor, and of course, going to the link down below to see my other stuff and where I'm at can be helpful too. So I thank you all so much for joining. Sorry. No. Hey, look, listen, I'm the one who should be sorry, because I was late for my own show, Luke. So don't worry about it. Do not worry about it. But no, I do thank all of you for coming on, and I do, or coming into the chat and watching. even from those earlier who have left. And I do thank you, Kara, for kind of taking the chance to come on and just having a chat about whatever, because it's usually a fun time just talking about silly stuff, interesting stuff, or whatever just comes our way. So I do thank you, and you are always welcome to come back if you wish. So,
All right.
by the way, before we go, the last thing we'll do is something I call questions from a hat. And in this, the guest gets 2 questions. Now, of course, I'm not monetized on YouTube, so Rumble's where it's at. But if people want to give a rant or something like that, they can do that, and another question can be pulled out of the hat. So if you want more than 2 pulled out of the hat, you give a rant. If not, then it'll just be 2. So I'm gonna pick the first one. I don't see it. I'm not looking down. I'm not seeing all this stuff. Where am I at? Here's the first one. Right. First question is, do you prefer coffee or tea?
I like coffee because it helps keep me wide awake.
I think a lot of people can say that.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm not much of either. I don't drink tea. It just tastes like hot water to me, and I've never been a coffee drinker. Well, all right. Last question was almost a rant. There we go. That one right there. Coffee all the way. Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Another coffee holder right there. Here you go. What's your favorite holiday?
My favorite holiday would be Christmas.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I can see that. If I were to give one, it's any holiday I can have off.
Yep.
Because it coincides with work. So, but no, Christmas. I think a lot of people would agree with Christmas.
Yep. Especially having a nice dinner, even if it's snowing outside.
Yeah. It's snowing outside. You have if you have a fireplace inside in your house, you can use that or all that stuff. But yeah, it's a very stay inside, be comfortable sort of season. So I mean, same could be with fall, but fall's warm or cold during. So, but anyway, guys, yes, of course, tomorrow at 7 p.m. I have K4NJ, name of the person, coming on then. So I hope you'll be able to join me, and of course, all of my other guests that are coming on this month. So I appreciate you all for coming by, and yeah, I hope to see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern time, because I'm in the States, not in like UK or whatever. So anyway, guys, as always, we end with One Day With You by Pogo. And don't forget to mute your mic as well, because again, I'll bleed into the video. But anyway, hope to see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Kyle, for being here as well.
You're welcome.
And I will see you next time, guys. Bye.